Chat, are we live? Let's see. Because I think we are live. Hold on. Yep, we are live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful August 1st, 2025. Now it's August. How is everyone doing? It's a beautiful day. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. On time. Yeah, we're on time. That's a first. We are joined by Mr. Real Texan Politics.
Hello.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about today. We got to talk about the recent economic numbers because, oh boy, it not looking good today. The economic numbers look pretty bad today, but there are some catches to it, so we got to look more into it. We got to talk about El Salvador, kind of a smaller news story, a little bit of other stuff going on. Now, before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel. These are great ways to support the content, but the best way to support the content actually is to send super chats. Again, I will read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. So, yeah, send super chats to support the channel, to support the stream, and your questions will be answered. So, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We actually got a super chat. Roku fan for 2. Thoughts on El Salvador removing term limits. Yes, that was actually a pretty big story that came out yesterday. That was one of the things I was hinting at. So, I think the legislator was it, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, it was El Salvador lawmakers, I believe. They made an announcement earlier saying that... Oh, yeah, they changed the law, actually. Isn't the Constitution they changed? Right? They changed something.
Probably.
And Bukele, who is probably the most popular guy in the world right now, he was democratically elected each time. He won by like 90%. Well, they officially removed term limits, and I believe they extended terms of 6 years. So, yeah, he's going to be in power for however long he wants to be in power for, and that's good. Bukele has been great. El Salvador went from, wasn't it #1 in murder like 20 years ago?
Yeah.
To now it's probably the safest country, at least in the West, which is just crazy, but that's El Salvador right now. It's really safe now, and he's doing a lot of good things. He is proving that if you have competent leadership, you don't have these problems. So, American Nerd for 2, whatever's happening, don't be a panicking. Yeah, we'll get to the economic stuff in a second because it's not good. Alright, let's see. The number are down because of legals. Oh, yeah, we'll get to the economic stuff because that's what people are wondering. Bukele's 80% approval. Yeah, it's like 85%. The people thinking they could lose, no. He's going to win by 90% every year because they realized, oh, wait, this guy's actually competent. He knows what he's doing. So, all right, everybody. Let's get into the big story of the day because there was a pretty substantial update out of the economic front. I got to pull it up. Hold on, chat. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me find it. Gotta find it. There we go. Okay. Got the link right here. Okay. So, for those that don't know, we had a jobs report that came out today. It's, of course, it's August now. And, oh gosh, I lost it. What the hell? There we go. Found it. So, we had a jobs report that came out today, and it was bad. It was pathetic. It was only 73,000 jobs gained in the month of July. It's only 73,000. Not 730,000, 73,000 total. And the experts were saying they were expecting a gain of 104,000. It was a big miss. And the worst part is, there were actually some big revisions down in the last month, a couple months actually. As well, they revised the jobs reports for June and May, which looked pretty good. They revised it down by 133,000 and 125,000 respectively. So, in other words, we have a big problem. The economic reports are looking bad. This is looking bad. And there's a chance that in a couple months, they're going to probably revise down the month of July even further. So, yeah, that's the concern a lot of people are having, including myself. I mean, this is bad. Let's see. Skywalker for 5. Bukele doesn't give a rat's ass what the media says. He does whatever is necessary for his country. Well, yeah. Bukele doesn't care. And it's clear it's working. But yeah, so this is the reports. It's bad. But there is a big catch-all of this that a lot of people are not talking about. And I gotta pull that up too. There we go. Got it. So the reason that we are seeing this big crash in the jobs report, it's not that we're losing. Well, okay, we are losing a bunch of workers. Duh. But there's a big catch to it. Real Texan, take a guess who is getting who's losing their jobs.
Illegals.
Yeah.
Foreigners, I guess.
Yep, it is the foreign-born population. And this chart right here is going crazy because, well, look at that. The native-born population, they're the ones gaining these jobs. It's going up every single month. Ever since Trump got in, it's been surging. Well, look at foreign-born. That's the red one. You notice anything? Ever since Trump got in, it's crashed. It has crashed and burned. And it keeps going down every single month. So the jobs that we're losing, they're not held by native-born people. They were held by foreign-born. A large chunk of these people, they were illegals. Which, again, proves the point that a lot of the people we are getting rid of. We are deporting a bunch of these people. They're going away. But yeah, look at that. That is which I know this chart doesn't really do justice, but ever since Trump got in, I think it's gone down by 200,000. Let's see. How much did it go down by? It was some crazy amount. Foreign-born. There we go. Yeah. So in the last 4 months, native-born Americans have gained 1.8 million jobs. Meanwhile, 1.5 million foreign-born workers, legal and illegal, lost a job. A sharp reversal in the last few years. And that's what's happening. We are seeing a lot of these revisions, and it's down, but it's because we're actually deporting people. People are going away. A bunch of foreign-born people, which is, a lot of them are illegals, they're leaving. And that's what's going on here. Now, obviously, it's a big problem with revise every month, but that's kind of how it works. Willard John for 2. Biden economy looking pretty good right now. Yeah, sure. Real Texan, do you think the Biden economy would look good right now?
Totally, yeah,
Yeah,
of
sure.
course.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, this is the Blumph economy.
Yeah, this is the Blumph economy now. Even though the people gaining jobs are native-born, which obviously there are foreign-born citizens, I get that. But a large chunk of these people that are going away, they're illegals. They're gone. So, yeah, it was a big win. When you look at it this way, I think it's a big success for Trump. Now, the numbers don't look good on paper, but the more you look at it, we are actually giving native-born people jobs. It's going up. So, yeah, that's a net positive. That is a good thing. But still, it is concerning because I do believe we are running behind a lot of estimates, though I think a lot of these estimates are bullshit. But still. Yeah, I think it's good. I think overall, though, it was a fairly successful start jobs-wise when you look more into it. And plus, a lot of these jobs we are getting rid of, they're public jobs. They're government jobs. They're going away. So, the economy was supposed to crash back in April. Oh, yeah, I remember that. We were supposed to have a Great Depression, too. And, well, yeah. But, alright, so overall, I do think the jobs report, it's not good, but it's not as bad as some people were saying. Some people were saying it's like the worst thing ever. It's not good, but... And speaking of that, you know what the best part about this report is? You know what the best part is?
What?
The Fed's going to have to make a decision now. Because they were claiming that, oh, the jobs are looking strong, and now their own report is saying it's going down. And now the betting markets are suggesting that by September, there is a 71%, or actually, when you include the other parts, there is a 78% chance that by September, they will cut rates. According to the betting markets. And that's because this jobs report, they were saying the jobs market's strong. And yeah, you look more into it, it kind of is. But now their own data is saying it's collapsing. And that's what I think happened here. I think they kind of revised it down by a bunch to make Powell look like a dumbass, which would be kind of funny. But still, it's one of those things where we gotta cut rates already. We just gotta cut rates. The fact that we haven't yet is just insane. Utter insanity that they have not cut rates at all, which is just... Does anyone have a valid reason why we haven't cut rates? All the inflation indicators are going down. There's no reason to keep it the same. Cutting rates is a terrible idea. Why? I know there's some prices like food and stuff that are going up, but outside of that, that's... Yeah, no. I think it's time to cut rates. Not by a bunch. I'm not saying, cut the below zero, but cutting rates will cause inflation. That's not really true. We're not seeing that with tariffs. Everyone is saying that tariffs are going to cause inflation to go up, and it hasn't. They're full of shit. Let's see. Wasn't Willard over her? Oh, I don't know what Willard's doing. I don't know. An ideal world rates be like 15%. Well, no, that's stupid. I mean, back 20 years ago, maybe you could get away with that, but now? How can you get away with a 15% rate? That's never going to happen. I mean, under Trump's first term, we had very low rates, basically zero, and inflation was practically zero. Trump proved that you don't have to have these insane interest rates to keep inflation low. You don't have to. Yeah, it's suggested, but yeah. Inflation will go up if they cut rates. Well, again, I know that's the argument, but we saw this under Trump's first term. They didn't do anything with rates for the entire time, and inflation was zero. Not saying the same thing's going to happen here, but... Alright. So overall, though, the jobs report was not as bad as some people were saying, but... Yeah. Inflation in 2020 dropped to like 0.1%, yeah. But even before that, it was nothing. Alright. So enough of that. That's kind of the main story. It's not good. Not the best report to start the month, but... Alright, I do want to talk about... Real text. What's some stories we got for today?
There's some Emerson poll out for the North Carolina presidential
I have a video
primary.
planned for that later, so...
Yeah, Buttigieg in the lead. It's interesting.
Yeah, let's talk about that part of the poll. Let's talk about the... Not the Senate side because I have a video planned, but let's talk about the presidential primary, because there was a poll for Emerson College. They released the Senate one, too. American Nerd for 2. How do interest rates work again? Basically, interest rates go up, inflation goes down. That's the best way to put it. It's just a way to slow down the economy. That's the best way to look at it. Simplest way. Okay, so this is a presidential primary in North Carolina, and Buttigieg is in first place. I thought Pete Buttigieg was weak in the South. Right? I thought that's the whole point, wasn't he?
North Carolina is kind of more. It's not as really as culturally southern as
I guess.
Other southern states. I mean, they have a lot of like white collar whites, or white collar workers. It's probably a more white collar southern state, kind of like Georgia or Texas.
But still, I mean, okay, Pete Buttigieg right now is in first place, but only 17%. Kamala Harris only at 12%. That is pathetic. She was the nominee not even a year ago. And she's down to 12%? Gavin Newsom, 10%. Sanders, 7%. Booker, 5%. AOC, 4%. Bashir, 4%. Shapiro, 3%. Whitmer, 3%. I want to call 17% a strong lead. I guess, you know what I'm saying, though. I'm saying he's in first place right now. Of all people, Pete Buttigieg.
Something I was thinking about it. I do think it is possible she doesn't even run for president.
I think she's going to run.
I mean, she might. So I will say, I guess if she enjoys, being, a private citizen more, maybe she won't. We'll see. Or it's possible if the polls don't look good for her, she may just say, I'm not doing it.
Maybe. But I think she's so delusional she thinks she can win. So. How could
Possible.
Pell be fired? Oh, they could just force him to retirement. And there's loopholes where you can like install somebody else in there and like effectively give her his power. But anyway, so yeah, that's a presidential primary poll out of North Carolina. Buttigieg right now is in first. It also shows there is no front runner. There is nobody. It's a three-way shit fest. It includes Sanders' four-way shit fest. AOC could get some support. Booker gets support. 24% are unsure. Meanwhile, look at the Republican primary. Anyone notice anything? I just realized
Vance in a landslide.
they included RFK in this poll. Really? Why?
Okay, including Bernie in the Democrat primary. That's like interesting because he's like 84. He's not going to run again. I would imagine all of his support goes to AOC, and if that's the case, he jumps up to like I think she would jump up to third place actually.
All right, couple super chats to read. Nari for 5. Imagine Pete Buttigieg, Pete Buttigieg as a Democrat nominee won't help Democrats with men. Yeah, I don't see how he helps with any demographic. Maybe the white suburban women, maybe a little bit.
That's probably it. And maybe the gays, but that's probably
yeah.
it.
Well, like that really. Yeah, that's like 20. They're already like D plus 90, so I don't think it really changes much.
Anyways, we should probably also talk about the Senate poll, at least briefly, because I know you have video.
Yeah, a video's coming out later about that, but basically, not looking good for, not as good as, not good for Roy Cooper when you look more into it.
Cooper's up by 6, but he's under 50.
Yeah. Chance Drazik for 10. Don't panic unless this becomes a regular thing like it did under Biden. Trade deal's looking good. By the way, you see that poll showing Vance winning against 3 candidates. He's already in good shape. Yeah, I have the North Carolina poll right here. Kyle Rooney for 5. Home prices in Nashville and Chattanooga are $400,000 for a shoebox-sized house. Boomers never change. Yeah, I mean, the housing market, that's a big problem for a lot of people. That's a big problem.
Chattanooga is also growing pretty quickly. There's a lot of, like, young people moving there.
Yeah, that's
it's kind of like a hipster area. It's like a hipster area.
But still. The housing needs to get... That's the one issue Trump's got to yield now. I think it's a ticking time bomb. That market's going to crash. And the problem is, like... It's a weird phenomenon where we're seeing a bunch of, like... We're seeing more houses get on the market, and nobody's buying anymore, but prices are going up still, which is just crazy to me. It's like, wait, what? There's less buyers in the market, yet we're seeing prices skyrocket even more? That's not good. But yeah, so... With the presidential primary, I mean, the Democrat side's a shit show. I don't get why RFK's in the poll. Can anyone explain that to me? Why is RFK in the poll? Why?
I guess under the assumption he switches parties and runs. I don't know.
Why? I mean, he's already basically a Republican, but... Oh, independent, but you get what I'm saying. American Nerd for 6. Imagine if Kamala Harris runs for both 28 and 2032 and loses both the Vance. That would make her the William Jennings Bryan of the 21st century. You know, I mean, if she loses again at 28, there's no way they run her again, right?
No.
Right? Surely they don't triple down. Or at that point, quadruple down. I don't know. Who do you think Trump's gonna put in the chair of the Fed? I don't know. I'm not an expert in the Fed stuff, but...
I think Bissett wanted to be in it, but I don't know.
Well, okay, would Bissett be more... That's a tricky one. I wonder if he could be both. I don't think so, but it'd be kind of funny if he could be both. But what would be more useful for Bissett? Secretary Treasury or the Fed chair? I guess the Fed chair because interest rates, but I don't know. Being in charge of Treasury, like, that's huge. But yeah, can he do both? Like, be like the Rubio, where it's like he does 50 jobs? Because it's all basically the same thing.
I suppose.
Chat, does that work like that, where you can be like both the Secretary of Treasury and the Fed chair? That'd be kind of funny. Skywalker for 5. I believe the head of the Fed should merge with the Secretary of Treasury. Yeah, I understand the idea of there being, you know, separate positions a little bit, but just make it the same thing. Let's make
Should we also talk about the New Mexico numbers?
What New Mexico numbers?
The voter registration numbers.
Oh yeah, it's a time that month now. It's time for the I think Michael Pierce posted numbers for that. Let me pull it up.
Let me send a tweet.
For those that don't know, at the start of every month, they update voter registration, and that's kind of a holiday on this channel where it's like we look at the updated numbers, see how it's going. Chance raising for 5. No, I meant the Emerson poll showing Vance winning against AOC, Newsom, and Buttigieg. It shows how unpopular Democrats are now, and Vance will be strong to 28. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Dems do. I'm just stumped what they do. American Nerd for 2. Is it too late for Ron Paul to be Fed chair? He's too old. Listen, I love Ron Paul, but it's dude.
I think he's already 90.
Yeah, I mean, I love Ron Paul, but it's over. Okay, voter registration numbers out in New Mexico. By 5-star, who I recommend people follow. Let me pull this up.
Net of 611. Gains have added up to over 20K in a state decided by 55K, meaning that the GOP has now made up 37% of the Harris margin of victory.
Yeah, look at that. And again, voter registration, I have to be clear about this every time we talk about it because some people miscontrive it and some people mislead others about it. Voter registration is not everything. It's not. Voter registration is a trend. It's a factor that's important, but it's not the only predictive value. But I think it's probably the biggest one. I think for...
A lot of it is probably Hispanics that have, just switched parties.
Yeah, I've seen that argument. But here's the issue with that. All right. I could have seen that in, like, the early half of the year. January, February, where a bunch of Democrats got demoralized and a bunch of Republicans, they were Democrats or independents, but they voted Republican. They're partisan arts, whatever. That's one thing. The difference is...
Louisiana still has the Democrat plurality.
Yeah, but the difference is we are seeing a continued trend in a place like New Mexico, in a place like New Jersey, even North Carolina, Florida, all these states, they're all shifting heavy to the right, significantly. Again, it's just one data point, but at some point, guys, the reason that, how do I say this? The reason it's important is because if you're still gaining new Republicans in July and in June, when theoretically, this should have been the worst months for the Republican Party. What do you think? What do you think with all the Epstein stuff and the economic numbers? You would think this would be the worst month for them. But instead, I believe they actually went up compared to prior months. Yeah. In the month of June, they gained only 262. It was net gain of 262. For the month of July, 611. That's what we're trying to get at. If this was in January or February, that's one thing, but it's the middle of the year. It sounds weird when you say Mexico. I know, it's just kind of funny to say it that way, but it's New Mexico. Never say Mexico. I have still trauma from a history course. I know, but I do that as a joke. It's James O'Day for 2. What about Ashton Hayward for Fed chair? I don't know who that is. Is that somebody is that one of the governors on the Fed chair? On the Fed?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I will also mention, I think the state approval polls for Trump actually look pretty decent in New Mexico.
Yeah. So, when it comes to voter registration, it's not everything. I've been clear about that. But this should have been the worst month for the GOP. And they actually tripled their margin. I mean, what else is there to say about New Mexico right now? Other than it's yet another indicator. 2026 not going to be a blue tsunami right now. There's no indicator. What's the indicators for it? Outside of the shitty polls, they have Democrats up by 15 points. Even though you look at the numbers, it's like D+1 or whatever. But either way, there is nothing right now that you could say outside the polling, which that's one factor, but there's nothing strong right now that indicate, yeah, a Republican collapse is going to happen. So, yeah. Ron Paul's 89. Yeah, he's old. Trump today is at 46%, better than Obama in 2012 and Bush in 2005. Yeah, he's doing better than both of them. It's a good start.
I think there's a good chance Vance could win New Mexico.
It's early. I'm not going to start the prediction stuff. I actually plan to start doing that maybe next year. Actually, no, for the House stuff later, probably next month. But I don't know. We'll see. But that's a tricky one. New Mexico is one of those states where if the Hispanics flip Republican completely and you get like 60%, well, not 60, but you get a majority of the Hispanics. Yeah. We'll see. Y'all talk about the New Jersey registration. Yeah, New Jersey updated too. And now part of this was because the primary, I think, right? Didn't Democrats have a big month because of the primary a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit out there for the month-to-month change, but still, Republicans had a net gain of 4,000. A net gain of 4,000 in the month of July. Well, right now, Democrats lead in the state by 864,000 voters. Back in 24, it was 905,000. Now, question, how much did Harris win New Jersey by in 24?
About 5.5.
How about raw votes-wise, I meant? Anybody look that up? Let's see here. James will date for 5. Ashton Hayward used to be the mayor of Pensacola, Florida, and he was a real estate developer.
Pensacola.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't know who that is, but...
Harris won, I think, by about 300,000-ish.
Yeah, so in just... what is that? Under, like, 9 months, we've seen a 40,000 vote shift in New Jersey. Do the math on that one. If we're seeing that every, 9 months or whatever, or 6, we'll just say 6, be even. Or 8, whatever. Do the math on that. Come 2026, or 28, that entire margin of victory might be gone with voter registration. People were saying 252,000.
52,000, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, chat. I muted for a second. So in 2024, Harris won New Jersey by 252,000. So let's do the math on this, chat. Quick math. If we are have a net gain of 40,000 every 8 months, by 2028, that entire margin of victory might be gone. Like, all of it. That entire margin of victory might disappear. I'm not saying it's going to flip, but look at New Mexico, look at New Jersey. These states, if the trends continue, these margin of victories might be gone completely. I don't know, what the hell happened in New Jersey and New Mexico? How the hell do you do so bad that you might lose those states in the future? How? I don't get how that's even possible. These states, I know they shifted Republican because of demographics, but still. Just insane.
Breaking news. Trump moves nuclear subs in response to statements by the Russian Security Council pair.
What? Did I just hear what you just send that? Excuse me, what? Oh my.
So Trump might actually strike Russia.
It's real. I've ordered 2 nuclear submarines being positioned in appropriate regions. Alright. What? Oh, nothing ever happens. Yeah, I'm hoping for that, but come on. What is Trump doing? What the hell is going on here? Nothing ever happens. I know nothing ever happens usually wins. Why the hell, though, are we deploying nuclear submarines? Why? GTA 6 isn't out yet. Yeah. I don't get...
I
What
think he's thinking that Russia's going to attack America or something.
Trump's been like, I don't know what he's been on lately for foreign policy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he got pissed off at Putin. Now he wants to strike Russia and
I don't think
probably
it's
send
strike
troops. I
him.
don't know.
He's doing a power move. He's done this. He's never done this where he puts nuclear submarines by Russia or whatever.
Send troops, but yeah.
Wait, what?
I said he send troops. I don't think he'll actually do that. Or maybe we'll
Yeah,
see.
he's not gonna strike. Hopefully, doesn't strike Russia. But what the? Someone like I don't know what's going on here, but
I think he's just doing this so Russia can back down or something, or maybe surrender.
we'll see. I don't want this escalating. This ain't good, chat. This is not good. I think he's doing the same thing he did to North Korea in 2018. Scare him and then de-escalate. Yeah, but that's North Korea. That's a freaking meme. North Korea would just get shredded in 2 minutes. And they really can't do anything. It's our show to give Russia to fuck off. Yeah, part of that's true, but... Chances raising for 5. Voter numbers looking great for Republicans and your face mass senior Sims. Also, how the hell did McCain manage to lose Indiana, R+20 Indiana? How do you F that up? Yeah, voter registration looking good. Massey took the L. But yeah, the McCain losing Indiana is still funny to me to this day. It's like, how do you lose Indiana? That's like one of those states that was like a blue dog dem state, like Arkansas.
Basically, Obama got dictator margins in the Gary area, and McCain completely crashed and burned in the rurals.
I still find it funny he lost Indiana, but somehow won Missouri, which for those that don't know, Missouri back then was a swing state. It was the swing state.
He won Missouri by 4,000 votes. It was like the most. I think it was the closest state in the country.
It was
I
that
think
or
McCain's best region of Indiana was the Indianapolis suburbs, which are now like
not
swing
good.
areas.
Skywalker for 5. Trump did the same thing in Iran, even more with carriers, destroyers, and nuke subs. So I will just wait and see. I guess he kind of did that, but I don't know.
I wonder if Trump might actually try to strike Russia's nuclear facilities.
No way. American narrative for 2. Remember, it's not a world war until Germany gets in. That's true. Germany hasn't done anything yet. For now. Trump is carrying a big stick. I know that's the Teddy Roosevelt thing where it's like, he had the big stick and all that, but like, I don't think this is the right way to do it. I don't know. But maybe if it makes Russia piss their pants, sure. Maybe. Breaking news, Germany joined Trump efforts in inflation nuclear subs. Yeah, that's what shit goes down. If the Germans get involved, it's over. I guess Trump is mad about the Dmitry. I know he's being a dumbass right now, but still, why would you? I don't know. Stop dooming. No, I'm not dooming. I'm just trying to be a realist. I don't want World War III. I think this is a thing that could hurt Trump if it escalates.
Also, according to Raw's alerts, the FBI has reportedly redacted Trump's name in the Epstein files, according to Bloomberg.
That whole thing's making no sense now. So I think there's a lot of bullshit going around now. Cherokee Bear for 2, blame Mark Levin. Yeah, but I don't know.
I mean, Trump is very close with Mark Levin.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. Trump is not an isolationist. He does kind of lean more in the neocon direction, but not to the point of like bombing every country.
No, he's just politically he's a realist when it comes to foreign policy.
Yeah.
But lately it's been a bit more to the neocon side. Russia only listens to strength. I guess maybe if this makes Russia back down, maybe it's fine. But I just don't want this escalating where it's like boots on the ground. Skywalker for 5. Lindsey Graham and Mike Welch right now creaming their pants. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? Gosh, who do you think's the biggest neocon you can think of?
I'm
trying to think like
let me think.
The biggest neocon.
I know the face, but I forget the name. It's the guy from Virginia.
I think, guys, who do you guys think is the biggest neocon? Because I think they're definitely loving this one. Dick Cheney.
Who's
Yeah,
the,
Cheney's still alive. That's probably Dick Cheney.
I think there's another one. Give me a second.
Lindsey Graham's up there. Well, the thing with Graham, he's weird. Tom
Bill
Connon's up there.
Crystal. Bill Crystal.
Oh, yeah, Bill Crystal, yeah. Who, by the way, guys, go look up his father. For those that don't know where the neocon right came from, I guess you could say neoconservatism. Go look at his father, and he was a communist.
Then again, Bill Crystal's also a Democrat now.
Yeah. He might be like, oh, we oppose this. American Nerd for 2, at least not like the Cuban Missile Crisis for now. Randy fine nutting right now, oh gosh. Chris Christie. Alright. Do we talk about the stupid Epstein stuff now? Because it just broke a little while ago. I saw this. This story's making less sense by the second. For those that don't know, there was actually 2 big reports that came out. Hold on, I gotta find it. So the first thing, this came up from Bloomberg. According to Bloomberg, the FBI redacted Trump's statement in Epstein files before superiors deemed release not appropriate or warranted last month. And apparently other high-profile names were blacked out. Now, what the hell is going on here? Because on one hand, yeah, you redact Trump's name, whatever. That's, sure, go ahead. But then if you redacted everyone's name, why do you not release it? You know, I'm trying to figure this out, guys. Does this make any sense to anybody? You redact all the stuff, which is the point. Like, you redact everything you don't want anyone to see. Yet, you're not going to release the files, and you're going to say, oh, it's not appropriate. There's something weird going on. Especially the last month and a half. I don't know what the hell's going on. You redacted his name after 24. Well, that's the confusing part. They released some documents earlier this year that had Trump's name in it. Something's weird. I don't even care about that. The story just flows around different directions. Yeah, it changes every 5 minutes. It just changes. Oh, they were going to release it. They redacted all the names. They stopped. I don't know. The only conclusion I come up with the Epstein files is that Trump is either genuinely or on every page, or there is a bunch of stuff that he's scared would make him look guilty, even if he isn't. You know, my guess, and that's my theory right now, which we don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to release the files? Who knows? I still think some of it's true that they had a bunch of bullshit in the files. Like, the Democrats put a bunch of BS in the files. That's part of it, maybe, but I don't know. But on top of that, chat, speaking of Epstein, you guys hear what happened to Maxwell?
Yeah, so she got moved to Texas, I think a lower security prison in Texas.
Yes. She got moved to a lower security prison. She went from a federal prison in Florida, and now she went to a prison camp in Texas. And apparently it's far less, it's lower, way less security, all that stuff. It's lower tier, all that. And rumors are circulating that there's a chance
that Trump's gonna kill her.
What? I was gonna say pardon her.
Well, Hillary,
I
Epstein,
guess,
yeah.
American Art for Chew. This never would have happened if Bailey was the Attorney General. If this was Gates, this would have never happened. Gates would have just, well, he would have never got in, but he would have just blown up the system. I mean, everything would have been blown up. So.
And then he would have made one mistake and called a rhino or something. I don't know.
All right. Robert Barnes suspects Deep State's working under dumbass Bondi. Told her that Trump was in the files. Bondi told Trump that they made that and made him think that Russiagate is in the files. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best explanation. Like, there was some bullshit in the files that it's like they faked it. It's obvious, but they can't really show it. Maybe. But yeah, guys, the reason that this is a big deal for her to go to a different lower security, like this ain't just a different prison. This is a lower security prison. It's a prison camp, and Trump may pardon her. Why? Is there any scenario where it makes sense to pardon Maxwell? Any scenario that does not look
I
like
guess.
you're covering it?
I guess so. She gives every bit of information.
But it's gonna be really worth it if she gives us everything. Is it gonna really matter?
I don't know. Maybe.
If he does,
I guess commute or sentence or something. I don't know.
yeah. American Nerd for 2. Lower security prisons is where rich criminals go. Yeah. If she gives actual names. Well, that's the thing. Will she give actual names that we can do stuff? And not bullshit where it's like, oh, there's maybe somebody in the background. No, like actual names.
Yeah. Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew.
I think they really...
What if he says Donald Trump was involved?
I don't know.
Or maybe if he is, then he'll tell her not to give her. I don't know.
She must have given up everything, maybe. I think they didn't really edit the files. They just communicated that to Trump because Bondi's stupid. You know, that might be the best explanation, actually. Because everyone knows Pam Bondi's worthless. Everyone knows that. She's dumb. She has no clue what she's doing. And while they have cleaned up house a little bit, the DOJ, there are still a lot of bad actors in the DOJ. And they're pushing bullshit. Maybe that's what happened here. Maybe they're saying, oh, the files are bad and Trump would be, thrown in jail. In reality, maybe it is a deep state stuff. I don't know. That's actually an interesting theory. That they lied to Trump about this. I don't know. We'll see. American Nerd for 2. Trump needs to stop digging himself in this hole. This shitstorm would have never happened. Like, I don't care what you think about the files, whatever conspiracy you believe. If they would have just released what they had with the redactions and the full footage, which we now know they did not release that, they would have not had the shitstorm.
Oh, there was an orange blob in the
I saw
Epstein.
that.
Yeah, that means it was Trump.
Yeah,
it was Trump.
There's an orange blob in the background.
Yeah, it was Trump because Trump's orange,
I don't think it's his fault. The more I hear about this, the more I don't think it was. What? I think he just got lied to. And I know everyone's saying, oh, he's a president. Yeah. But in the first term, the DOJ lied to Trump a bunch. If the DOJ is not doing their jobs and he doesn't know it, like, yeah, he's the president, but the DOJ is supposed to do their jobs. The Attorney General is there for a reason. The full footage. No, that's not what I mean. I'm not talking about that footage. I'm talking about at the prison. Because we now know they did not release there's like a couple minutes missing. And there's like a weird orange blob or something. I don't know. Skywalker for 5. This wouldn't have happened if Bondi kept her mouth shut. Yeah. If she would have promised all that, this would have never happened. Never. Sessions over Bondi. Oh, 100%. Sessions was garbage for the time he was there. But at least, if he didn't F up the Russiagate stuff, he would have been fine. Bondi's either too effing stupid or just corrupt at this point. She has let all these people outwork her underneath. Yeah, Pam Bondi's got to go. That's what I heard too. There's a lot of people at the DOJ. They're corrupt. They're the deep state actors. And now they might be pushing bullshit. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. We'll see. American Nerd for 2. Were he too hard on Jeff Sessions? No. Jeff Sessions, he was a dumbass. He was a dumbass for what he tried to pull. That was stupid. Theory is that she was talking big until she talked to the corrupt DOJ workers under her and they applied Trump was implicated. Yeah. That confuses me. Shouldn't she fact check them? If this is such a big case, wouldn't she actually read the files herself? Or is she just that lazy and stupid? I mean, I guess she is on Fox News all the time, but still, just this is basic stuff. Fire Bondi, I agree. Bondi's trying to undermine Trump, yeah.
Oh, she's the best attorney general of all time.
Dude, she's the best. I'm not trying to say this is a cope or whatever, but guys, the more we're hearing about this, just read what they're releasing now. They're now saying, oh, everything was redacted. Trump's name was redacted everywhere, but they didn't release it. Why?
Trump ordered them redacted, maybe?
But okay, if they redacted it, just release it. Just release it. My pet fly is more useful than Bondi. Yeah. A rock could accomplish more. This is just pathetic. Who should replace Bondi if she is fired? I don't know. American Nerd for Cheer. The DOJ should focus more on the Spygate stuff. The problem is now no one cares. Well, I should say, a lot of people are starting to realize what a big problem here, but people are going to say, oh, but Epstein. And now is the problem. When you start a shitstorm like that, you have to respond ASAP. Put out the fire until they add oil to it. And, yeah. Who should replace Bondi? Andrew Bailey. I think it's between Andrew Bailey or Myra's in Virginia. Yeah, but I want to be clear about one thing, guys. There still is that chance that, yeah, Trump is pushing for this. I don't know why. I don't know. The reports we're getting are saying he didn't. That's the thing they don't mention. Even the report from the Wall Street Journal, they were claiming that Trump, they had a meeting at the White House. They said that his name was in it or whatever. And Trump asked them if they're going to investigate it or not. He didn't really care. I don't know. Chance raising for 5. I don't think he'll pardon Maxwell or Diddy of all people. Candace Owens thinks he'll pardon Diddy. Never listen to that crazy woman ever again. Well, Candace Owens might be financially she's done. I don't know what she's doing, but now yeah. Macron is gonna rake in a fortune from that.
Yeah, because she's doing her in Delaware,
well,
so she can get a bunch of money.
Well, not just that. But on top of that, I mean, the evidence they provided proves that she is a woman, his wife. And she's doubling down. She's saying it's a conspiracy. She's tripling down and saying, no, this is a separate individual. She got killed years ago or something. And they replaced her. This is what I've been saying. The Epstein case sets a precedent. No one expects anything from the DOJ Spygate case due to how they handle the Epstein case. Yeah, that's a problem. Bonnie's a DEI hire. Yeah, for dumbasses. She's a dumbass. Yeah, it's just awful.
You joined. Oh, it's Tyrone.
Hey, Tyrone.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Oh my god, that was difficult.
What?
Oh my god, I never hope I have to do that again. I spent like the past 4 days basically walking around close to 50 miles in the humid Georgia heat.
Oh.
Anyway, I've got my Moss qualification for the United States Army now, so.
Yay, W chats for Tyrone.
I graduate next Thursday, chat.
W.
So I'll be driving home to Arkansas that entire week, or that entire day, so I'll probably figure out something. Anyway, I have not showered in nearly a week. I literally have a pile of like dirt and soot and soil, and what I'm pretty sure are a couple of ticks and leeches.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It builds character. That's what my sergeant said. Anyway, I'll be back later. See y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Tyrone, for joining.
Look at the tweet I just sent, and then look at a community note.
K-Cub for 2, just got here. What did I miss? The jobs report was not the best. All that stuff. So we talked a little bit about the actual stuff. Epstein. What? What tweet?
Yeah. The tweet I just sent. And check out the community note.
Oh my. Okay, the one big beautiful bill will drive the return of the great American car.
That's a Soviet car.
Oh my. The car behind President Trump is a stock image of a Russian/Soviet-made VAZ 2100, better known as a Lada 1200. It is not an American-made car. Is this a real Republican account? It is.
Yeah.
And this is why Republicans don't win without Trump. You're telling me you can't even put a Ford on there? Really? Just put a generic Ford on there or something. I don't know. How hard is it to find a picture of a Ford truck? I don't know. This obviously doesn't change much, but my gosh. How do you not find one real American car? Just find a Ford truck from a year ago. I don't know. Yeah, just find a Ford truck just somewhere laying around. I don't even an old one. I don't know. You're telling me you can't just look up Ford truck? Like, you can't?
Oh, by the way, should we also talk about the California news from yesterday and about the special election?
Oh yeah, that's a big story. Chance racing for 5. Hold on. She's gone full crazy, and as if that weren't enough, she sounds like a crazy person peddling gossip and passing off as a fact. Double whammy of bad. Yeah, she's lost it. Candace Owens lost it. What?
Yeah, so California, Newsom called a special election for a new congressional map.
I saw that. Skywalker for 5. Watch, it'll be deleted in less than a day and replaced with a Ford. Yeah, and then no one will care. Fine. That was made in America. Yeah, just find a random Ford or something. I don't know. Anything. But yeah, so what's the, is there a tweet on the Newsom stuff? The special election?
Yeah, let me find it.
Special election, California. So that's their loophole they're going to try to use. I gotta find it.
I found it here.
Yeah, got it. Yep, got it. So that's their 70 chess move. They realized that they can't redraw the maps. So California Governor Gavin Newsom says he will call a special election the first week in November for voters to potentially approve a new congressional map, which is illegal. How?
No one's going to care about. And I think it'll actually be on election day because it's November 4th. I believe it's November 4th. That's the first week in November.
You know, the funny thing about this is what if it fails?
I don't know. I mean, this is an off-year election. It'll probably pass.
But
narrowly. I think it'll pass.
The funniest outcome is if it fails. That's like the funniest outcome of this. It just doesn't pass.
My guess, I think it narrowly passes, in my opinion.
I think so. But the problem with about
but it could get struck down by a court. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I don't think this is legal. The more I think about this, because how can you? I think it's too late to call a special election like this. And B, how can you just say, oh, the voters can make a new map? What?
No, I think the legislature is gonna make a map and then it'll be on the ballot.
Yeah, but it's not. But I don't know.
But the most likely consensus is that he's going to draw out 5 Republicans to counter Texas.
It's going to blow up in his face somehow. I have this weird feeling they're going to do that. It's going to blow up in their face.
The way I see it is that they probably will, but it could be a dummy mander, especially in like Southern California.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe like a couple seats in Southern California and then a seat or 2 in Central Valley might be, potentially more competitive. But
Yeah.
one of the maps that I saw that might be a proposed map, I'm not sure. Well, a proposed map, not the proposed map, is that it actually puts Young Kim in a safe Republican seat.
Yeah, that's probably the way that they're gonna do it. If they have
Which also
five
means
IQ
which also means
points.
theoretically, because Young Kim's not that great. But right now she's not in the deep red district. But if you put her in her deep red district, she's heavily overrated. She's kind of a rhino. You could primary route if she gets short up into a safe Republican seat.
Oh my gosh. Gavin Newsom just posted a tweet. And you can probably guess what's about.
Redistricting.
Yep. I gotta find the tweet. Hold on. American Nerd for 2. Let the Democrats waste their time and money on this. Yeah. So, oh gosh, he retweeted an election Twitter person. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh,
It's a 52-0 map. They're gonna try to eliminate all Republicans.
if that's the exact map that they put on the ballot, it could still pass. It could still pass.
Yeah. But the thing is, like,
I mean, it'd be a lot. I mean, it'd be a lot narrower than drawing out 5 Republicans, but it could pass with like 51% of the
I
vote
just
or
got this
so.
weird feeling it's gonna blow up in their face somehow. I just got this weird
I mean,
feeling.
that's the kind of map. I mean, honestly, drawing out 5 Republicans, that could probably, I don't know, that they could probably get away with that. But
Yeah,
drawing
trying
out
out
every
all of
Republican,
them.
that could get struck down.
That and how would that would fail? Because like that would be a dummy mander, and like, aren't they like purging the voter rolls in California, and suddenly like a bunch of Democrats are off the voter rolls?
Yeah, I mean, people are kind of exaggerating about that.
Yeah, I know
Like
they are,
thinking
but
California's going to flip, but
yeah, they're exaggerating. But I don't know.
oh, look, guys, California's a red state now because we purged all the illegal votes. So Trump's going to win California because, every Harris vote was illegal or something.
It will backfire. Yeah, I mean, like, what happens if they draw this and then this becomes a map, and then like Republicans gain like 12 seats? That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, I doubt it, but we'll see.
I
I mean,
got a weird
it
feeling
is
about
possible. I mean, honestly, I could see Newsom go full fledged. Like, I could see him doing this. I could see him because I mean, if he's probably, I mean, well, yeah, he wants to counter Texas, but if he's also trying to maybe counter Ohio and Florida and Missouri, Indiana, all of that, he could go full fledged 52-0.
Skywalker for 5. Even if California redistricts, we have states like Florida, Indiana, Ohio, Missouri, and potentially Louisiana that are redistricting. Yeah, that's why real Texans say they're trying to counter that.
Yeah, but if they go 52-0, Democrats could still hold a house.
1, they can't get this on the ballot. 2, even the average shit lib in California is going to vote to independent redistricting. Yeah, that's the thing where would they, like, I know there's some partisan hacks that will vote yes, but will they vote no? Like, would it be enough? Especially if this map they're pushing?
Well, if they can't do the special session, I think the special election is the loophole. But I don't know. I mean, a map like this could get struck down. I mean, can federal judges strike down maps?
No, they're not supposed to.
Well, they're not supposed to,
Yeah, they're
but
not
theoretically,
supposed to.
maybe one could. I mean, I don't know. They might do. I mean, maybe a federal judge strikes down the one in Texas.
Yeah. Would the Supreme Court shoot this down? They probably, like, that's the thing where they gotta play this carefully.
The U.S. Supreme Court would take forever to get it.
Yeah.
So,
but then that might be that might be expedited. Yeah, that would probably go faster because the election coming up.
maybe. And I think the California Supreme Court would probably strike this one down. The one that only draws out 5, that would probably stay.
California referendum voters vote way more moderate than they vote for parties. They have to be very careful. That's another thing. Guys, a quick reminder that California, they have a lot of special elections, the referendums. They're a lot closer than they should be. And if you push something like this,
That is true. I mean, you do have a lot of rhinos in Orange County.
Yeah. You have a ton of, like, these, the principled conservative types. You got a ton of them. They exist. And even a lot of Democrats, they probably vote no on this because of principles too. I don't know.
Your average one, maybe, and the resistors would vote for this, but
It's gonna be interesting.
that's okay.
We can imagine they vote no on this, and even if they vote yes, we gain 12 seats. That's not gonna happen. But this type of map always backfires somehow. There's always a catch to it. It never goes well. This will be the next Ohio 23 Prop 1. We'll see. New York can't redistrict. Yeah, that's probably can't. Yeah, but what is stopping this from being a dummy mander in like a year? It's crazy how many Democrats actually believe that only Republicans gerrymander. Yeah, they really believe that only Republicans do it. Not anybody else.
I think CNN actually said that, like, only Republicans gerrymander.
How many times?
Yeah, Illinois. Yeah, because Illinois is the fairest.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it again.
California. Remember, guys, if Harris wins the state, then Democrats get to have all the congressional seats.
Yeah.
But if Trump wins the state,
it has to be 50-50. Has to be 50-50. Yeah, we'll see. Democrats been gerrymandering since the early 1800s. Yeah. Guys, like, you can go down this rabbit hole. Even the Independent Commission, go back 20 years or 15 years ago, they first got it. There were reports back then that Democrats were manipulating the redistricting stuff. I'm going to make a whole video on that.
Apparently Gallup has Trump at a 37% approval rating or something. Oh, but Ted Lieu believes it, which is why he thinks Michelle Steele isn't running. Oh yeah, Trump's the least popular president in modern American history. That we're gonna have a blue tsunami.
If Newsom tries to end redistricting,
or we would have a blue tsunami if the Republicans didn't gerrymander.
So somebody in chat brought up a good point. If Newsom tries to end independent redistricting, the ballot's gonna fail 70-30. That's the problem. The way I think they're gonna go is they're gonna try to say, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of the commission."
Well, that's the thing. I think they're going to word this differently. They're probably going to say it's, we're gonna draw more Democrat seats, save democracy.
Yeah, we're gonna save democracy.
And then Democrats will probably vote for it or something. I don't know. Or it'll probably be like the Fair Map Act, where they, draw 5 Republicans to make a fair map and save democracy. Gavin Newsom, savior of democracy. That's what he's going to run on when he runs for president. If Harris doesn't, because I don't think he's going to run if Harris doesn't. Maybe he will.
This could get struck down as if they stake enough in LA by breaking up minorities. That's another thing. The VRA is still around. It's bullshit, but it's still around. American Nerd for 5. If this is somehow successful for Democrats, wouldn't all the red counties try to break from California, like what the ones in Washington is doing with Greater Idaho? Maybe in Northern California. They break up to go to Nevada or something. Maybe.
Yeah, doesn't California have to agree to that, though?
Yeah, but be like, oh, those the MAGA Republicans, we don't need them. They can go to Nevada. We don't need them. They're filthy. This is going to be to defeat Trump, and California Democrats really want that after the June ICE raids. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, we'll see. Hell, even Oregon is looking at redistricting. How are they going to do that? How? How do they gain another district there? How? Did they just in Oregon? You had to split Portland and Eugene like 20 different ways for that to work.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to try, but
I think the only blue state that probably could easily redistrict without obstacles is maybe Washington.
They got a commission, I thought.
Maybe they do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought they had one of those commissions, but it's actually kind of fair. Red Northern California wouldn't want to join Oregon. Well, I'm saying, like, what if they join, like, Nevada? Because a lot of people in Northern California, they work in Nevada anyways. Maybe. Like in Reno. That was funny how she's trying to... What? Hold on. If we someone did get a 52-0 map of California, it'll just be every Republican and Democrat saying gerrymandering battle completely. And Republicans would have the edge in terms of House seats. Yeah. See how that goes. Texas might go farther. They say, okay, here's an extra couple seats we gain. And Florida. And Missouri. And Indiana. And Ohio. And what's another one? What's another state we can gain some House seats in? Louisiana. Mississippi. All those states. Alright. Safe Republican Nevada if they do that. Yeah, that's why they might not do that. Alright. So if anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now. Last calls for super chats. Last calls for super chats. I heard Gavin's approval went up after the June ICE raids from 41% to 54%. Should we be concerned? Apparently that was two different polls. I don't know. I'll look into it, but you know, what if we could counteract this? What if Trump forces through a mid-decade census right now?
They'll probably get struck down.
Maybe, but just try. Why don't they just try to do a census right now, and they lose like 10 seats, so they can't do anything. That's the way you gotta play the game. All right.
Trump 4 hours ago. Too little, too late. Jerome, too late. Powell was a disaster.
Yeah, I saw
dropped the
that.
rate. Yeah.
All right. Skywalker for 2. When will the SAVE Act be passed? I don't know. I don't think it can. I don't know. Logos Lifestyle for 5. Mars, a candy maker of M&Ms and Skittles, would invest $2 billion in the U.S. through 2026. Really? I did not see that. Not see that. All right. I think that's it. I don't think we missed anything. Draw out the Southwestern Georgia District. Maybe you could.
What?
I didn't think about that one. Alright, I think that's it, chat. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all.